These could be windows, maybe? Maybe like that. That could be nice. Keep. Let's see. What do we want? These pieces is what I need right now. Because then we could have this and that. Yeah, that feels pretty decent. And size-wise, I don't think I'm going to go too much further back here. Because otherwise, that means it's quite long. And this tower shouldn't be too much in the front. But kind of halfway-ish. So, I think... Do we delete that? Or maybe not. Maybe one more. There we go. Can get rid of all this. Don't need that. Don't need that at all. Alright, there we go. Yes, that is fine to me. So then these next two is what we're going to take out. And then this is where the fun continues, I think. Nope, that's not the fun. There we go. So how much is that? That's 4 in total. Maybe we do kind of the same. I feel like balancing those sides out might be quite good. Hello there, everyone. In the chat and in the audience, I guess. Come on. Can we get these to match up? There we go. Perfect. Then we... Can we guess correctly? Oh my god, it is correctly. There we go. We're just building the outside wall first, because I'm probably not going to fill in the entire inside, because that would be kind of a waste of structures. Then all my structures are going to be in a floor no one will see. There we go. Okay. I think so far that's a pretty... It is a pretty rough spot. It's all to protect the carrots though. And I'm sure it'll look nice in the end. Just trying not to go too crazy big because, yeah, don't want to be causing crashes here. They're really playing with their lives over there. I hope they know that. Actually, I wonder if I could kick them out my bubble. Maybe. All right, we have... I think this is going to be the length of the main building. I kind of like that. Then we're going to have to determine the width of that building too. And we're going to have to actually make this look nice because it is quite flat. Quite flat indeed. I mean, and we can definitely add some of these as details as well, of course. Fun stuff, fun stuff. Okay, well, let's see. How wide should this be? I don't know. Like this? Maybe 2 more. Because again, we don't want to go crazy big. Oh man, why? I hate when this happens. Like I can snap everything except the one that I need. Why? Oh, see? I can literally get it everywhere except where I need it. Man. Well, I guess we'll have to just do a wall. And a ceiling. Hello there, welcome in. Luckily, well, the good thing about the mod is that it should line up perfectly, right? There we go. That is the good thing. Although I guess, yeah, we should do it on the right height. There we go. All right. So yeah, that's going to be the main building, and then there's going to be like a little courtyard and an entrance. It's not going to, I'm really not going to try and build it too big. Like, this should be almost a nice base size without going too crazy. You know, that's what we're trying, at least. That's what we're trying here. Oh, I should have brought my tools. Wait. Gonna use my secrets. Secret command. Sorry, I need to hide my screen so I don't accidentally share the server password. Just deleting some rocks. Very interesting, very entertaining. Oh, look at that. There's no rocks anymore. Okay. So now we try. Oh god. See? Again, not the right snap point. I hate that. Monarchy? Am I doing monarchy? I don't know if I'm doing monarchy. I don't think I'm doing monarchy. Who's doing monarchy? My dodo is doing monarchy. Lance is doing monarchy. Lance the dodo. God dang it. Okay, it's become a little bit messy. Because it's all not lining up the way I want to. Alright, well anyway, we can also figure out where we actually need these foundations, because these two we're going to take out, because of course we'll have the smaller ones. Oh, that is annoying. It's not lining up again. There we go. Perfect. And then I guess this is going to be quite far before it runs out. Should be those. Okay, well that one doesn't seem to be fitting either, but it's fine. We will work it out. Oh jeez, yeah, the landscape here really is quite possibly the worst pick I could have chosen. But we do it for the carrots. Did I even eat this here? No, this wasn't even this. This is just need a ceiling here, right? But I could fit that in. It's so crazy sometimes. There we go. I guess I could make so many secret entrances to this place. There we go. Operation Save the Carrots. Indeed. Indeed. It's a noble cause. It's a very noble cause. This will be the... No, well, no, it's not going to be the Carrot Castle, but... It's, the protector of the carrots lives here. There we go. It's a decent start, I think. And then we can have a very steep staircase into the courtyard. Which is this the right height? Nope. It's crazy that they stay. There we go. Okay. Well, this seems to have worked, and then we've almost at least got like the foundation in place for the main build. That would be good, right? I feel like I could go one lower just because we moved the castle backwards. So I think we will, because it might not look like a lot, but that will save so much structures just going one lower. So we're gonna just quickly, now that we haven't built too much yet, that's already one whole layer that we can save in height. There we go. Lots of stone. Lots of stone. There we go. If only. If only we could match that. Okay, this side seems to be fine. Here we have a few things to fill in. I mean, we kind of... the rest as well. And then we can just, for the time being, ignore the fact that we're up quite high. And we can just build a cool castle, hopefully. That is the dream. All the way. There we go. Oh wait, there's definitely a wall needed here. Okay, so that's a start. That's definitely a start. Doesn't seem too bad now. Well, it's definitely bad on that side, but we will make it work. There we go. Just like repeating what we had before. And actually get the castle started for real this time. There we go. Yeah, that's a good start. Is it raining? Sometimes the weather here in Ragnarok is quite weird. Yeah, it is raining. There's not going to be any rain today. No rain for us on the community server. It's a drought. Shark-caused drought. Okay. I think we're happy with this for like shape-wise for now. And now the real question is going to be, can we turn it into a castle? Question is, I sure hope so. Okay, so what we will be doing... Do I want to have the tiny windows? I kind of want to have the big windows, to be honest. We kind of also want to create as much depth as possible wherever we can. Because I think for like a castle this size, we definitely want to have like windows like this somewhere, right? Like the big tall windows at the side. I feel like these small ones probably should go up higher, and the big ones is what I want to start with. And then we've got arches and stuff. We can even build like arches like this for like supports, right? Like that. That could be an arch. Don't know when or where. Are you going to add a dungeon? We could. We have some room below. We'll have to make it fit to what we have, but we could. Although for now, I'm definitely going to focus on the main castle because, yeah, the dungeon is kind of going to depend on like whatever space I happen to have left down there. Okay. We're going to design these two sections first. And then we'll see if we like them. So this is already where we're deviating from the plan that I have. But we also got, you know, we also have to make it look good in ARK. So we have to make some changes. Okay, so... I don't know. We'll see. So maybe we do windows like this. That feels like a pretty nice height. That feels like a pretty decent height. So we'll bring up all these walls. There we go. I mean, this is It's kind of the tryout, but I think, yeah, the big windows are definitely the way we want to go with these, because that looks quite nice. Yeah, I think having this at the bottom makes a lot of sense. Feels like that kind of should be there. And I kind of like the idea of having these rounded pillars on these outside corners, at least, to kind of smooth out those edges a little bit. Give the castle a bit more shape. There we go. I guess we'll do the same thing in here. There we go. I mean, it's still bare bones, but I do like that as the start of the structure. Because I don't know how else I would have added more depth to all of that. Like, these are also pretty decent ways to add like details. That feels a little bit random. Again, if we might be able to, we might have to just use ASR, like a stone roof. Like, basically what I'm looking for is some steep stone so we can kind of make this not as dramatic, but maybe this is more the height that I want to go for. So maybe we're going to combine the two, because CKF currently does not have any thing like this. It only has normal roof corner, slate, perfect. Okay. It's gonna kind of already blend it in here. There we go. Because if we paint that, I feel like that already smoothed this out a lot. Okay. So that height, we would do this. Yeah, I think that works. Oh, there we go. Why? I'm gonna say, why does that not want to place there? There we go. I'll definitely need to ghost and finish that. But the idea of this, I think, definitely works. Oh, and I guess then this just continues on like that. Perfect. Yeah, I think that really already helps kind of round the castle back down into the ground, and also it will make it feel less floaty, even if I do add some more rocks around it. I feel like this is a nice addition to also help fix all that. So yeah, we definitely want to go for these bigger windows, that is for sure. So there we go. What did I do? Like 3 high? Oh no, we need the bottom piece first, right? Yeah. That we do. That we do. Awesome. I think that's about what we want. No, it's gonna need to be higher. There we go. Let's make these windows fit in, because I think we'll get a better idea of the side of the castle like this. There we go. So we can bring that up. So the walls are kind of flipping themselves around so that it doesn't does the rock plans decoration mod already have the whitish rock? I don't think it does, not yet at least. But the dev kit has only very recently, I think, been updated to include the Ragnarok things, or at least I think they finally got an update. I'm not entirely sure. So hopefully people will be able to start, you know, using those things. That would be nice. Would be very, very nice. Yeah, this is definitely starting to look nice. It's still a bit flat. That's going to be the next challenge. We've made it a little bit less flat, but it's definitely still flat. So we'll need to think of some extra ways to add depth. I definitely like the indents that we've created. Those are really nice additions, as well as the slope down to the bottom is quite nice. Okay, well, definitely want to add those pillars or beams at the bottom. Okay. Yeah, that definitely is the kind of vibes we're going for, right? The big tall windows, still giving a little bit of Hogwarts vibes, but that might also be the color of the bricks, which we are going to change before we're done. You know what? We can probably have a little window here. Have some arrow slits on those sides. Because this is going to be... We're going to just build this a little bit higher so that we don't forget about... There's a tower here. We'll have to detail it, but we're still in the rough... This is like the sketching phase we're in. And we'll have to make it nice and stuff. Well, you know, it's fine. We will come up with some nice things. So I pity the person that's gonna run all the way up to that tower thinking that's the spot. That's where I need to be. But yeah, that definitely does help this side make it more interesting. Hello there, Mr. Wild Times. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing? Okay. I feel like that's a decent start, but we definitely want to add depth in some ways. I have just thought of something. I don't know if it will work, but we're gonna try it. What would this look like? That's a bit too much, isn't it? It's a bit too much. I almost feel like we need to maybe push the windows in. I don't know. Pushing the windows back by half wall, using the doors. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking we could do. Which I guess means that this would be even further back. That would be... I mean... that would be the way to add more depth instantly. Is that the best way? I don't know. I don't know. Because, yeah, this is a little bit too much. I guess at that point, we might as well just do this. This we could definitely also do. That could actually work to create some depth here on this side. It's definitely an easy way to do so, actually. I might do that at least here. Just to kind of create some interest around that. Does this thing also still need these? I kind of feel like it does. Just to kind of make it blend in. There we go. I guess the question is, how much is pushing the windows back going to do? I mean, we have to try it at least, right? So yeah, in this, then I would have something like that, right? And then basically we would have... basically it's going to be a double wall then, which is definitely not great for structures. But might be great for the window. Okay. Okay, from far, it doesn't really change anything. It doesn't change as much as I hoped it would. Because it kind of just still feels like the wall's just in there. Yeah, I feel like whatever we do, it needs to be on the outside rather than the inside. There we go. I'll take the small thing in. So basically what I'm trying to do is add like a little extra depth in the wall by basically pushing these walls back another half. Before we do anything else. How about on those things at the bottom as pillars coming to the top and then sort of roof? I don't think we can. There's no snap points there. Because technically they're in the wall layer. Alright, let's see. We want to... The question is, do I keep the next layer like that? I think I will. Probably makes the most sense. Like something like this. Basically pull it back just by one. Hello there. Welcome in. And then we're pretty much getting to where I would start the roof, I think. Don't think we want to go much higher than that. Okay. We're getting somewhere, I think. Maybe. There we go. Okay. So we'll add some half pillars at this layer. Then we can do some actual pillars. All right. I think that is pretty nice. We also have these, which is the flat ones, but probably don't really wanna necessarily use the flat ones. Well, that's going to be too much, isn't it? Although we also have the small ones, we could definitely utilize those. And we have the railings. The railings themselves are actually pretty damn nice too. Like, these are quite fancy. So we can definitely do something with those. Hello there, welcome in, welcome in. So yeah, we kind of need to figure out a little bit of detail for this layer. Do we want to... I mean, we could definitely do something like this. That wouldn't be too crazy. To make it feel a little bit more castle-y. I guess the only downside... Well, no, you could technically still walk here as well. Just need to somehow connect those parts up, and we could even... There we go. I can even make a door here. So we could make that work. That would be pretty cool. I guess something like that would probably be the best ways. You can't import templates on console, unfortunately. I don't think. Because, yeah, you can't really get anything external in there. Is that the best way to do this? Guess so. Now we have battlements, you know. Can prepare for battle on this PvE server. But I do think that's quite nice. And that kind of... I feel like it solves a bit of the problem of having the walls be flat. Because now there's a lot of depth already. And we, of course, we will be able to add, like, details and stuff. Well, you could get the blueprints if you're on the same server, but yeah, you can't import them. Not like PC, where you can just go to a website, copy the code, and paste it in. All right, so see the keep roof. Now, what I really need is these, but bigger, because I'm gonna have to place a ton of them otherwise, which is not great. But I don't think we have the big ones yet. And I also want to make sure that we add a few little details like that. So that's going to be a little detail. And I guess we're going to have that same kind of thing here. Because why not? There we go. So it's going to basically be a tiny tower. And we're not going to make all these towers visitable or practical. These are definitely just for decoration purposes. There we go. That's totally fine. A little bit of this. And then we need some keep glass. We want those smaller ones. Yeah, we can do those. And then these and that. There we go. Hello there. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, I like that. And then we'll have a little tiny tower roof. Awesome. And then we want some eaves around them. All the way around. Nice. And then I guess what we want, pillar. It's not really a thin pillar in CKF, is there? I also would like to get the middle snap point, but I think I'll need to be inside of it. We also might instead is just use a normal pillar and change that to something nice. Because that's the thin pillar I need, but yeah, I'll need to get the middle snap point, but we can do that. And then for the rest of the roof, I mean, it's going to be fairly simple. There's just going to be this going across. Do I want to shape of this like building is going to be like. There we go. So that's going to be where the roof starts. I don't know if this is at the actual height. I'm going to check in a second. I mean, it's going to be quite hard to check because I've already gone in by half. Oh, we might have to do like the small pieces at the top, to be honest, but that's fine. But it's definitely roughly going to be this high. Might be like a half lower, but that would be nice. That would be good. Because now the tower is still like a decent size because we built something on top of that. It's going to stick out above the roof, which is what we want. And then there's probably going to be another tower on the other side, which is kind of going to balance this out. There we go. I think that is definitely getting to be something we like the look of. And then, of course, why is this? There we go. I had it. Yeah, because the roof and the wall snap points are slightly different. There we go. We shouldn't forget about those gaps. We need to fill something in there, but it's fine. So yeah, I like those interruptions for sure. That is really nice. Okay, and then we'd have... There we go. Fill that in. Fill it in. Yeah, there's a lot more snap points with this mod. Okay, we need an arch. Because I think, at least in these spots, we can add like some little arches in. There we go. Yeah, because that looks quite nice, doesn't it? That makes it a little bit more interesting. And once we dress it up with some extra flags and everything, I think that's going to be just fine. Hello there! Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, let's continue building this addition that we've just done over here as well, because then we kind of get a better look at the entire side of the castle. But so far, I'm definitely happy with what I see. It's definitely... It's still close to the vision. Of course, it's a little bit adjusted for making it look nice in ARK. Yeah, I think it's nice. Wait, did I not do this with these? It's the half. What did I do then? Is this the wall? Can't be a full wall there, can it? That can't be true. No, it can't be, because I did this and I did that, right? And I guess, I mean, it doesn't really matter how we end up here. We just need to end up at the top. I guess the... Oh, I guess what I might have done is just raise it to that height, and then I kind of can just continue like that. Okay. Oh yes, and then we need the extra snap points. This is what we did over here and over there. Have some small pillars there. Yep, that's lining up in the right spot. Okay, so here we would probably have a door in there as well. Wait, did I lose all the walls above it? Damn, that's cruel. There we go. So yeah, that is, it's gonna be like a little addition here to the tower. It's not quite gonna cover the normal roof, but we'll figure something out for that part. Okay, so we get this. Oh, I guess what the first layer was just these half ones, right? Yeah, because I raised the entire wall up. There we go, that's it. Go on. There we go. Thank you very much. This is how you build a castle. I see. I mean, I don't, maybe. I don't know yet. It's been a long time since I built any castles, and I've not done it with CKF yet, and definitely it should be easier with CKF, right? Like, it's made for it. Should be good to go. All right, let's see. Hello. Excuse me. There we go. Okay, yes, I like that. I like that. I think we can also play around with painting like certain things in one color of like the stone and then other things in different colors to really make them stand apart. Okay, there we go. We'll have these. Awesome. And then the next wall again is going to be similar, right? So we start with these going across. Then we have Oh, that one is different as well. How did I do that? How did I get different snap points there? Well, maybe it's the pillars. Although there is a pillar here. Wait, I'm gonna clear up these sides a bit. Oh god. There we go. Okay, so which way? Yeah, so there's a corner facing that way. Right, so it's like this. Yes, that's the way. Nope. Yes. There we go. That is the way. That is the way we needed it. Because otherwise it would be kind of annoying if these were like slightly rotated differently, I think. So we'll just go and do these. There we go. All right. So we do want to have some windows. And yeah, I had like this was a window. That was a window. And then these. Right. Yeah, perfect. Can add in the rest of the walls. Add in all little details. Yeah, because those little towers already add like a little bit of extra character to this particular side of the building, right? Quite like the look of these little playful towers. Although what I should really do, now that I haven't done the top yet, is get this pillar in there. Because then we can make a nice little flag wave as well. There we go. Awesome. And which one did I do? I didn't go for the same steepness, so it is going to be, yeah, slightly less steep. There we go. Perfectly. Around. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that so far. That looks good to me. Okay, and then I want to cut off the thing for now at that height. But we definitely want to add in some details in certain heights, right? Like, at least at this floor, this feels like there should be another window there, because that is going to be another layer where we can actually easily visit. And then I guess we repeat what we did at the bottom. And we could kind of add these in as well, because then it would match the bottom as well, but it would also line up with the rest of those battlements. Help make this less flat. And then I do think we probably... Do we want to do that more? Maybe like this, or maybe a little bit of a pattern. kind of break that up. And then for this layer, what I really would like is to kind of go out and about a bit. There we go. Which should be possible. Oh, I love all these tiny pieces. Tiny pieces give you so much freedom. Okay. And then this is... This is where the arches come in. And this is also where the railings are going to come in. So yeah, it's just a very narrow little bit of a walk around here. And then a little bit more room on the front for the nice view. But of course, this needs even more support. There we go. So we're not really making the tower itself bigger. We just have a layer with details around it, like a little walkway to break up the normal pattern. And then we have some of those pillars. And then now it's time to add a little roof on top of here. But the question is, what do we do? I do have some idea that I want for this tower, but I don't know. Feels appropriate. And then I do think from there, we will take it up with things like these. To get a really nice little roof for this tower. I think that will work nicely. Yeah. Quite happy with that. Let's see. Can we get it a little bit clearer? There we go. Look at that. We can see the castle again and the blue skies. Yeah, I like that. I like that tower. Definitely need to dress things up, of course, with adding decorations around and everything, but that's definitely not too bad. Definitely not too bad at all. We can add statues around as well. We can definitely also use the statues to make the walls less flat, by the way. Add a little gargoyle here and there. Yeah, we can definitely do that. A stave church. Yeah, stave church is awesome. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, the more things you get in vanilla, the better it is eventually, but we just got some, so I guess we'll have to wait a little bit longer. If we're gonna do any of those statues, it's gonna have to be, where is it? Where is it? Where is my castle? Wait, where's my castle? Is my castle gone? Do I not have my castle? What? Uh-oh. I guess it's not loaded? No, where's my statues? I don't see them. What? I mean, I don't see a bunch of my cosmetics, to be fair. I think it might not be loaded in correctly, because I don't see a bunch of my cosmetics. They're gone. They're all gone. So I'll have to relog before I can do that, I suppose. Okay, well, what I do need is this in the middle as well. Well, I guess that will have to wait. Didn't create a nice platform. But yeah, basically what I will have to do if I want to have like metal, glass, quarter. Basically what we'll have to do is with ASR we can go to get borderless glass, put them here. We can make them completely invisible. And then we can place the deco box that we need here. And then, I mean, usually the statues actually don't line up. So, like that. So then what we do is the glass. We can make it completely invisible. Why did it not copy? So yeah, that's basically how we do it. Because now we can get the deco box facing the right way anywhere. But apparently I do not have my statues with me, which is kind of annoying. Unless I'm blind. Wait. Castle, no. I don't have my statues, so that will have to wait. But yeah, I think if we do some of those statues around, we can definitely make this into something really, really nice, and maybe bring it back to ARK a little bit. I also want to try out the painting the thing. So we need a nice darkish blue for the roof. I don't know which region I need to paint this. Well, not the first, obviously. Not the second. Well, not the third, because now I painted something completely different. I guess we just want to find out which region it is. So it's 5. Delete that roof for now. Okay. That doesn't feel very blue, does it? That feels more just actually almost black. That might be the one. That has a little more blue in it without being like bright blue. That's a lot better already. So Prussian we keep in mind. Do we dare go into something even brighter? This is not a paint gun mod. It is part of ASR. It's part of Architect Structures Remaster. But it has connected modes, so you can just paint everything that is the same structure connected to it. Ooh, this could be nice as well. Because this is still blue from a distance, right? This could be good. We're gonna just test it out a bit. There we go. Quite like that. Little pop of color. And then what I need to know is I need to make my castle a different color. Is that even doing anything? I don't know if that did anything. Hello there, welcome in. Thank you so much for becoming a member. If you're here, thank you very much. If you're not here, still thank you very much, but you'll probably won't notice it. Oh wait, I need to do the regions, that's why. There we go. All matching connected. There we go. Okay. We're just slowly finding all the different structures. I'm just painting it white right now. Because I just want lighter structure. And the good thing about CKF is that even if you paint it, like, it still keeps those textures in the stone. And for what I'm doing, I kind of just need the very light. Pretty much white is what I need, so... There we go. That really transforms it. It does match the landscape a bit better this way as well. Silver? Yeah, we definitely need to try a few colors, because never go for your first try. Always try a few colors. Also kind of forgot to do these, so we're gonna add those in. I usually do silver as well, because usually for most structures, white is too bright. So usually kind of need a little bit more subtle colors. Okay, so we also need that back in. But to be fair, this definitely doesn't look bad, and it is still closely to what I would want. But yeah, usually I would probably do silver for walls, but it does transform the look. No, I definitely think I want white. I need I need a white castle. That's what I'm going for. There we go. Okay, so we need to see if we painted everything. These are now white too. Perfect. There you go. Look at that. I actually think the light gray of these structures, that works quite well with the white castle. Might not even need to paint those. That might actually work quite nice. All right, so that is the start of the main hall, but it's only one side. I don't think I'll build the opposite side too much because that's a lot of repetition, so I could always do that just myself, you know, just build it again basically. We are going to build this first section so that we have both corners, and then I can work on the back of the castle. There we go. So 1, 2, 3. Awesome. And bring that all up. So yeah, definitely. I don't know. I don't remember who asked at the start if this is going to be a multiple part stream, but yeah, definitely feels like it's going to be, because we want a nice castle. We want to have plenty of details because it's on my community server, so everyone is going to be able to visit. So I want to make sure it's a nice one. As well, it's my first CKF castle, right? So I want to make the most of it. Nice work on your builds, man. I used a couple of them. The train, water, A-frame, modern AT base. Love the builds. Thank you so much. Glad you like them. Glad you're enjoying them. Okay. So yeah, the real use of templates to make repetition. Yeah, I should. I've not made templates of CKF structures before. I think it's doable. Just haven't done so yet. I don't like the template tool too much, but although for castle building and stuff, I do think it would be great. In fact, that is one of the things that I think I might start doing, like create building parts that you can use for your builds. Like I design different parts and you can just figure out where you want to place them, because then you're no longer going to be stuck because it doesn't work at your location, because you have the part and you can just adjust it to the specific thing you're trying to build or the specific place. Oh, the tech base. Yeah, I was like, what? The T base? Did I build a T base? I should build a T base. No, not British. Not British. I don't need a T base. There we go. So yeah, that is kind of how that part goes. Yeah. And then we had one of those, and then of course another one of those. We remember. There we go. Awesome. So yeah, we're kind of just building this corner so that afterwards we can design the back of this main hall. And then I think we'll see how much time we have after that. I don't know. Building castles is no easy feat. There we are. castle with a tech design inside. Yeah. I mean, I'm enjoying my medieval phase. Actually, I've got a load of Viking builds releasing this week. Very much enjoyed myself making those. Also, I should get this in here now that I can. What? There we go. That's probably high enough, and we can raise it always if we need to. And then we could have some nice flags on top of the towers. There we go. Yeah, but there's all new Viking builds coming this time. Completely new designs. There we go. So yeah, those towers are the same, and now more importantly, we can actually start the roof for this section, which I should line up like that, because then we can find out if I actually did it right. Yeah, so no, it's gonna be one lower, but that's totally fine. Yeah, Viking is a great theme, and especially here on Ragnarok, of course. I mean, it's gonna be great on Fjorda as well, I assume. Never really played Fjorda, but I assume Viking builds are also kind of cool there. There we go. Now, let me check, but yeah, there's not a middle part, so we'll use 2 small ones to line this up. There we go. Yeah, that's not too bad at all. I quite like that. And then I guess the big mystery is what will we do with the back of the building? Well, we definitely will add in a few of those, of course. That was also the details that we had. Let's make sure we kind of add everything here that we want, because otherwise I might forget next time. Or when I copy the other side, I might think, oh, that's completely done. I don't need to check it anymore. Okay, so for this part, there's gonna be... It's gonna be slightly different. Because I want something special here at the back. And so I don't know if there's gonna be a big window here. So what's that? Is that 4 wide? And then I've got 2 left there and 2 left there. Okay. Yeah, that could be big enough. Okay, and then we want a little roof on here. But we, of course, don't want to meet up with that. So I think that is going to be the perfect match for this. And then, of course, we can bring out the eaves. Just like that. I guess what we do is fill in the sides. Do we want windows on the sides as well? I don't know. We could have windows on the sides. Could be nice. We definitely will want the pillars up here. And the beams going across. Awesome. Speaking of these, we actually want those at the bottom of the windows. Almost forgot about those. Okay, so we definitely want to have just walls along the side. Then we'll have... Maybe you'll have something like this. Just two big windows, but it's just kind of pushed in a nice frame. There we go. Can never have enough pillars or beams. Exactly. Speaking of, we'll add them in here. And I think we'll keep that in as well, because I kind of like that feature from the rest. And it just adds even more depth to the place. I think I might still add some small windows along the side, to be honest. There we go. Fill in those sides. And then there should be one more wall left. Okay. That's a good addition. Now then I'm pretty sure that we probably don't have a window there. I mean, we could still have a window here, I suppose. Kind of like that. There we go. So 3 like this. Bottom and top. I mean, we've made some decent progress. You know, there's a decent castle here. I think we'll do a little bit of this. There's not going to be a door here. No, there's not going to be a door here. Got a plan. Got a plan. And it does not involve a door at the back. Could do, definitely. If you're building something like this as a base, then they probably want that. But it's just a community center for us, and Don't need an entrance here. There we go. Should I have that? Probably not. Actually, maybe I do. Because otherwise it's kind of flat up here. We can end those as well. Yeah, that actually turns this wall into something quite interesting, you know, not too flat. I guess we kind of just want to follow the shape of this as well. Hello there. Welcome in, welcome in. Let's see. I think we want to grab this. Flip that around to fit in these spots. There we go. Definitely brings in some nice light. And then we have the topmost part. I mean, yes, it's are we doing a CKF castle? It's about time I try. Okay. I guess it won't snap to the quarter pieces. All right, let's see. Because I think what I want for this section is at least one of these round windows. I feel like it's about time we have one of those. It's not a bigger round window, is there? No, that would... Does this make a bigger round window? Also, I can't flip that around, can I? No. There is? Oh yes, there is a 2x2. There we go. That's what I was looking for. It's like, I'm sure there's big pieces. We deserve something big here. Well, I have to worry about lining it up, but that's definitely what I want. Yeah, no, I was sure there's bigger windows. There we go. That's what we want. Nice big round window. There's not a lot of places you can pull those off. So that should get us there. Awesome. Okay, well, now we have those. I feel like next to that we just want to have some walls like that, and then we could still fill in maybe some windows in here. Probably not round. There we go. Yeah, small circles could work, but I feel like that might be overdoing it. I think I might just keep it like this. I mean, I can always change my mind and come back to it. There we go. We've left a bunch of like weird little shapes now. But we'll do the last cleanup. And that's the good thing about CKF. There's so many pieces. We're bound to make it work and make it fit. There we go. I think that we're right there. Excuse me, please. Awesome. It's a rainy castle again. But that's definitely looking nice. It's getting very gloomy for my castle. But yeah, that is a decent, well, a decent sign. I'm gonna get rid of this big ugly sign here now. Spacey, hello there. Welcome in, man. Thank you so much. Glad you like it. Actually, the moody weather does quite fit the castle. However, I am gonna change it back again so we can see a little bit better. Of course, the colors are not matching. With this tower, like, it's slightly off to the side, but that's the beauty of it, because then from this angle we're going to be seeing like towers in different sizes. It's going to be a completely different tower anyway, so yeah, it's going to make sense. I promise. Okay, so I feel like we're just going to get the height first, which probably should be around there, so it's slightly going to be bigger than the other one. Taking a tour you did for the bus, using the basics, couple breeding pens. Yeah. It is. I really like that one. I built it on the cluster as well in the CKF. There we go. Yeah, I think that's high enough, because then there's going to be a platform there, and then there's going to be a tower on top of there, and it's going to be epic. And I think I'm mostly going to focus on the top of the tower, because we're going to do the bottom of the tower when we work on the other side of the castle. Right now, I'm kind of only interested in the part that sticks out and that we'll be able to see from both sides pretty much. Just... there we go. So... we might have to raise it up one more because I just need to make sure that this is going to be visible from the other side. All right, I guess we can then get the platform in place. So that is going to be, you know, if we just raise up the castle, it's going to end up, or the tower, it's just going to end up like that. So that's going to be the platform. And that would have some battlements around it, of course. I mean, maybe just for reference, we're gonna maybe fill in a few more pieces of this roof so that we have those for reference. So we kind of know the size of it all. So yeah, that is going to be the basis of it. And then I'm gonna have a door. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Let's just maybe first shape it out. We can always add in the windows and stuff later. Because I'm more focused on the view line from the other side at the moment before we actually decide anything else. There we go. That's already getting the right sidelines, I think. Okay, awesome. So now this is going to get a little walkway around it on this level as well. So it's going to get a little bit of an extra layer. There we go. And this we can, of course, add supports for. Although, probably, we could also add the bigger balcony on this side. Because then we could actually open the door, probably. There we go. So yeah, that's already visible. That's what we wanted. That's definitely what we wanted for sure. So that's going to be door again. I'm just focused on getting the shape in, and we can then change it all later to the exact look that we're going for. Actually, instead of doing the same tower up here, I wonder if we could change it around, and instead we could make this a little bit more interesting and create a slightly bigger tower. There we go. I quite like the idea of that. Can't really do that, can I? I mean, I probably can if I figure out a way To add extra details to connect it back up to the tower. Yeah, because then I would kind of have to do this to make that make sense, right? I mean, that kind of works. It does. Okay, well, that means we need to add even more details, but that's fine. I think it could be cool. Let's add in those. Just like that. And then we do the supports again. There we go. Awesome. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be my favorite community center once it's done, I think. Hopefully, at least. You know, would be a shame if I don't like. But I think so far, it's turning out quite nice. So yeah, that feels quite cool. With some bigger supports. We will add these back in. Hello? Wait, did that thing just disappear? That's weird. Is it still there? No. What? Okay, and of course, we could still add in these corners to make it completely rounded again. There we go. Then, of course, this will need to gain a bit of height. Yeah, the island is pretty good as well. Yeah, that's like one of my main big builds. There we go. All right. So it's a little bit top heavy, that tower, but it's magic. And then I guess this is where the roof would start again. At least it's definitely going to be visible from the other side, which was the main objective. Okay. Come on. Let's get this roof going. Awesome. So yeah, we'll get a nice big pointy tower. We definitely will add flag posts here as well. Keep just forgetting. Should I just quickly... Oh, no, it's gonna be such a pain. No, I'll add it later because I need to clean these up anyway. Whew. Hello there, Derek. Welcome in. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that. There we go. It is definitely looking a little bit thin, but also for that we have a solution, because this is not the end yet. There will be another addition somewhere. Is that enough? That is not enough. It needs to be bigger. But that's basically the same size. I can't really do that. Basically, I need to add another tower. I probably need to snap it off here. Like something like this. But then, I mean, there are some issues with this as well, of course, because that's going to be quite tricky to make work. I mean, I guess we could start with smaller increments like this, because that could be an entrance. There we go. Not quite sure how I'm going to blend this in. But at least that we could make that work. So if I can figure out the rest, I think this could be a good spot. Yeah, it is big though. I don't know if I want to have it be that big. I just need a small one attached to the side of this, to be honest. All right, let's actually add in some pillars here to create some extra. Hello. There we go. Create some extra snap points. And we'll work from those. Yeah, so the real thing that we would like would be to start one from here, but I do need to make it bigger because otherwise it's not going to go anywhere. Let's see, because that's kind of gonna influence a little bit of these structures in some way. I don't know. I think both of those could be windows, and then maybe that should definitely just be a wall. There we go. Something like that. Overlapping like crazy, but let's be honest, we're not really gonna go up this tower. It's just for the looks. Oh, although it is kind of attached to the side there. It's it's not quite the one. I think it needs to, oops, it needs to be taller. Because this, oh no, this is just kind of blending in now. There we go. Then of course the question is also about the supports below. But I think if we just do these, that works. Do I need these? Yeah, we could still make those work. No, I don't need those. Don't need to make this any fatter than it needs to be. Although we could use it around the top there. And then hopefully now if we start this roof, it will actually be like a little bit of an independent peak. Well, like, it's still very close, of course. But that's separate enough, I think. There we go. That feels quite magical. Yeah, I think that will work. It's not quite what I wanted. But I think that's because I already did the one layer going outward. It didn't work quite as well. Like, I think this wall needs to be back. Oh boy. All right. We're gonna change up this thing. Let's see what happens if I do this. Still floating. There we go. We're gonna make this work again. Not quite sure. There we go. I was gonna say, not quite sure how it's still floating, but it is. Okay, so if we have that little tower to the side there, that is fine. And then we can hopefully get this to work. Yeah, so we're keeping that walkway there. But yeah, we're making the tower a little bit skinnier. And that should make sure that this tower is also a little bit more of its own thing. Although they kind of do line up perfectly now. I guess. Yeah, how do they line up perfectly? Because that's not that's not great if it is a perfect lineup. Okay, well, let's see. If we clear this up for now. Because, yeah, perfect lineup is not very interesting to look at. Kind of made a mess here. If anyone is trying to follow along, I'm very sorry. There we go. All right. That seems to have cleared most things up for now. I will get back to first making sure that this tower is a thing. But yeah, this one should be relatively straightforward. Where we just have a nice tower going up. There we go. So yeah, we just have a nice tower going up. That's all that needs to be. And of course, we'll add details around and everything. And then basically I want to add something on that ledge, I think. Okay, so let's add those back in. So that's now all as should be, right? Kind of. There we go. Add in the pillars. Awesome. Okay. So what I want is to not quite line up with that. Right, that's what I want. Then we want to have maybe a little window. Then we can raise this layer again. Awesome. I will make it a little bit taller. Because we just want to make sure that the roof is going to stand on its own. And there we go. I think that might be the one. Yeah, because that's just like a nice tiny little addition, right? It's not something too massive, not over weighting the whole tower down. There we go, just a small little addition there. I think that's all we really wanted from here. And then, well, for the other side, there's definitely still a lot of work to be done. I think for now we're just kind of gonna fill in the bare bones, so it doesn't feel like it is going to fall over anytime. And then when we continue our work, because this side of the castle is also gonna have some slight differences, I think, in some cases, so we'll see. I think I'll, before we next time go ahead and basically mirror this, because then if I make changes, it is easier instead of having to still build the entire castle walls. But definitely getting somewhere. And, you know, for a first castle with CKF, I think it's starting to look pretty nice. Got some plans. I'm not going to reveal what castle I'm basing this on yet. I'm going to leave that in the middle. I mean, maybe someone will be able to guess, but I will not say until probably next time. Next time we can reveal. Because hopefully by then we'll make some decent... Well, we made a lot of progress actually. Because this was always going to be the biggest part of the build. There is going to be a small courtyard and anything, and we don't really want to go too crazy with all the other buildings. Because it's pretty much going to be this building, and that's big enough. And a courtyard for safe parking, basically. Alright. I mean, that's a start. I definitely might tweak the tower more when we work on this side. But well, obviously, this is not looking anything nice yet. But from this angle, it's starting to look like something. Starting to look like something for sure. The castle has been started. That is the most important thing. Let's also, before we call it a day, let's definitely make sure that we match the paint on anything that we have now, because otherwise it's going to be kind of awkward, right? There we go. Awesome. That's getting things back and matching again. Because otherwise it was going to stand out quite a bit. That it wasn't all connected. There we go. I think that covers a lot of it. Well, I guess except these. Yeah, the one in the center is pretty nice. I mean, to be fair, yeah, the community centers are pretty nice. I like them all. But I'm gonna love this one because it's going to be a cool castle. Epic castle. Yeah, let's fix the roof as well. It was the 5th region, and I think we ended up with Sapphire. Did we? I think we did, right? Yes. Awesome. There we go. Look at that. You know, from a distance, it almost looks like there could be a castle there already. I'm so tiny. So tiny though. Let's see. There we go. I need a rock to stand on. Need a rock to stand on because I'm so tiny. But that's not the right angle. Anyway, doesn't matter. We have a cool castle. I'll go stand on my balcony. That's where I'll stand. There we go. Let's take a look. Probably gonna have to zoom out because otherwise I won't be able to see the castle. There we go. Look at that. Quite happy for the start of this castle. There's definitely still a lot of work to do. But, oh no, I forgot to paint that. But it's definitely coming together in a good way. Yeah, this is definitely giving me confidence that this is gonna work. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be epic, and hopefully, we'll be able to continue it soon. It'll probably be maybe later this week, but probably next week. But yeah, we're gonna have a fun. I guess we're gonna have another fun series building another castle. And the good thing about this one is that if you play on my community servers, then you can visit this at some point when it will be finished. Well, you can visit it now, but there's not much to look at yet. Anyway, we did do a good, decent bit of progress. You know, it's fine. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's stream. Hopefully you enjoyed. Tomorrow there's gonna be a nice video about my new Viking builds, and I'm very excited to share that with the world because I've been really enjoying doing those builds. There's gonna be some tutorials later this week as well, and probably some more streams too. So hopefully I'll see you there. Don't forget to leave a like, of course, if you haven't already, and subscribe if you have not yet, because that always helps me out as well. And then I hopefully will see you in the next video or the next stream. For now, goodbye.